Namaste students. Today we are going to start Delhi Sultan part 2.
Students, today we will discuss the second part of Delhi Sultan. So, here you see the first heading. It is administration and consolidation under the Khalji and Tughlaqs. Okay. See, first point, the consolidation of a kingdom as vast as the Delhi Sultanate needed reliable governors and administrators rather than appointing aristocrats and landed chieftains as governor. Now what happens, see, the Delhi Sultan, they needed some reliable governor, that means upon whom they can trust, an administrator rather than appointing aristocrat and landed chieftain as governor. They needed some reliable governor instead of appointing aristocrat and landed chieftain as governor. The early Delhi Sultans, especially Iltutmish, favored their special slave purses for military service called Bandagan in Persian. Another point is, see, the early Delhi Sultan, especially here it is mentioned about Iltutmish, he always favored their special slaves and for military purses for military service, and they were known as Bandagan in Persian language. Okay. Next, see, they were totally depend upon their master. That means this Bandagan, they totally depend upon their master. Who are the master? The Sultan. The Sultan could trust and rely upon them, and Sultan rely upon, that means they trust upon them. The Khalji and Tughlaq continue to use Bandagan and also raise people of humble birth who were often their clients to high political position. Now next, see, the Khalji and Tughlaq always what they did, they continue to use Bandagan, that means they were the special slaves, and also raise people of humble birth, that means the average people. They are humble birth means the average people, those were not so much rich. Okay, normal, the average people, they also appointed this humble people, those who were specially their clients, and they were appointed the high political position during the time of Khalji and Tughlaq. Okay, they were appointed as generals and governors. Who they here? That means the humble person. That means those are humble birth. I'm also mentioned that. That means the average people, those who are not so rich, they were appointed as generals and governors. Last point, see, slaves and clients were loyal to their master. These people, those were the slaves, and those the clients. Client means the humble bird, humble people, bird. Those were, they are very loyal to their master and patrons, but not to their heirs. New sultans had their own servants, and some new sultans are also there, and they had their own servants. Here you see the first point, like the earlier sultans. In the previous slide, we already discussed about Iltutmish. Now see, the Khalji and Tughlaq monarchs appointed military commanders as governor of territories of varying sizes. Now what happened? Khalji and Tughlaq, what they did? They appointed military commander as what? As governors of territories of varying size, of, that means of the land. And these lands, that means these territories were called what? Ikta. Okay, Ikta means what? The land. And those who are the holders of this land, they are known as Iqtadar or Mukti. Clear? Next, see, the lands are known as Ikta, and the holders of this land are known as Iqtadar or Mukti. Now, what is the duty of this Iqtadar and Mukti? Let's see. The duty of Muktis was to lead military campaigns and maintain law and order in their Iktas. Now we all know Iktas mean land. So Iqtadar, that means the owner of that particular land, their duty was what? To maintain law and order in that particular land, or you can say Iktas. Clear? In exchange for their military services, the Muktis collected the revenues of their assignments as salary. In the first point, we also discussed that Tughlaq and Khalji appointed whom? The military commander as the governor. So now the duty of the Mukti was that he collected the revenue of their that means the Mukti collected the revenue so that so that they can give them the salary. Okay, they also paid their soldier from this revenue. That means the Muktis collected the revenues from the land, and after that what he did, he gave the salary to this soldier. Okay, next see the last point. Accountants were appointed by the state to check the amount of revenue collected by the Muktis. Apart from the Iqtidar and Mukti, another person is there, and he was who? The accountants. Okay, and these accountants were appointed by the state so that this accountant can check the amount of revenue collected by the Muktis. From the second point, we already know that the Mukti collected the revenue. Now who will check these things, because Mukti always collected the revenue, and now the accountants were appointed by the state, and they will check the amount of revenue collected by the Muktis. Clear? Care was taken that the Muktis collected only the taxes prescribed by the state, and that he kept the required number of soldiers. And it was also noticed that the Muktis, that means the land owner, collected only the taxes prescribed by the state only. Okay. Say here first. As the Delhi Sultans brought the hinterland of the city under their control. We already discussed in the first part what is hinterland. What is hinterland? Hinterland means the lands nearby to a city or port that supplied with goods and services. So this is the hinterland. So the Delhi Sultan brought this land of the city under their control. Okay, after their control, what happens? See, they forced the landed chieftains, and landed chieftain means we can say the Samanta aristocrat and the rich landlord to accept their authority. Now after control this area after control this area, that means the Delhi Sultan forced the aristocrat and the rich landlord to accept their authority. Next say, under Alauddin Khalji, the state brought the assessment and the collection of land revenue under its own control. After that, what happens? See, Alauddin Khalji, during his time, or you can say during his period, the state brought the assessment, or you can say evaluate and collection of land revenue under his own control. Next, see, the Sultan's administrators measured the land and kept careful accounts. Now, the Sultan administrator measured the land and they kept careful accounts. They maintain all these things. There were 3 types of taxes. These were on cultivation. Okay, that means that they are known as, on cultivation means the kharaj, and amounting to about 50% of the peasant produce. That means the peasant have to give 50% of their production. Next, see, on cattle. On cattle. Number 3, on houses. Here you see, it is important to remember that large part of subcontinent remain outside the control of Delhi Sultan. That means the some parts were not under the control of Delhi Sultan. Okay, because it was difficult to control distant provinces like Bengal from Delhi, and soon after annexing southern India, and the entire region became independent. Because all parts were not under the control of Delhi Sultan. The main reason was that sometimes it is difficult to control the distant provinces like Bengal from Delhi. Okay, so it is so all parts are not under the control of Delhi Sultan. So because of this, what happened, those area, the entire region become independent. Those who are apart from the Delhi Sultan control, that region became independent. Next, see, the local chieftain established their rule in this region. Because these regions became independent, now what happened, the local chieftain, they established their role in this region. Okay, sometimes ruler like Alauddin Khalji and Muhammad Tughlaq could force their control in this area, but only for a short duration. Because this region became independent, now local chieftain established their rule in this region, and sometimes rulers like Alauddin Khalji and Muhammad Tughlaq also tried to control this area, but only for a short period of time. Here we will discuss another new topic. The topic is the Sultanate in the 15th and the 16th centuries. Okay, after the Tughlaqs, what happened? The Said and the Lodi dynasties ruled from Delhi. After the Tughlaqs, what happened? Said and the Lodi dynasty ruled from Delhi and Agra until 1526. Okay, by then Jaunpur, Bengal, Malwa, Gujarat, Rajasthan and the entire South India had independent rulers. Now in this states they have independent ruler who established flourishing states and prosperous capital. Okay, now the states have their independent rulers. Okay, this was also the period which saw the emergence of new ruling groups like the Afghans and Rajput. During this period, that means 15th and 16th century, another new ruling groups emerged and their name was Afghans and Rajput. Some of the states established in this period were small but powerful and extremely well administered. During that time, that means the 15th and 16th century, some states established in this period, they were very small, but though they are small, but they are very powerful. Next, see, Sher Shah Suri 1540 and 1545 started his career as the manager of a small territory for his uncle in Bihar. I think all of you heard this name, Sher Shah Suri. He started his career as a manager of small territory, small land for his uncle in Bihar, and eventually challenged and defeated the Mughal Empire Humayun. But after that, what happened? He challenged and defeated whom? The Mughal Empire Humayun. Next, see, Sher Shah Suri captured Delhi and established his own dynasty. See here, initially when he was started his career, he was just a small man. He was as a manager of a small territory of his uncle in Bihar. But after that, he defeated the Humayun, the Mughal Empire, and now he captured Delhi and established his own dynasty. His dynasty ruled for only 15 years, 15 to 40 and 1555. It introduced an administration that borrowed elements from Alauddin Khalji and made them more efficient. And in his dynasty, he introduced the administration, and that administration he borrowed the elements from Alauddin Khalji, and he made he made this administration more efficient. Last point, see, Sher Shah Suri administration became the model followed by the great emperor Akbar, and it's become so good then Sher Shah Suri administration became a model and it was followed by the great emperor. All of you know his name, who he was, the Akbar. And when he consulted the Mughal Empire, he followed the model of he followed the administrative model of who? the Sher Shah Sur. Students, thanks for watching.